Welcome to the Billiard Network, the home of global pool on YouTube. Like and follow if you enjoy this. Our match today is Thorsten Hohmann from Germany versus Wojciech Szewczyk from Poland. It's a race to 9, alternate break, 9 balls racked on the spot. 3 object balls must go past the head string for a legal break. 3 consecutive fouls by the same player is loss of game. Let's see, Hohmann won the break. He's breaking from the right side, right bottom, drive the cue ball to the side rail. Doesn't want to foul the break. 1 ball's on the side, 2 balls back, legal break. He's got a good look at the 2 ball, but the 3 ball's all the way back down here. This is a tough shot to get on the 3, I'll tell you that right now. We start surveying and trying to figure out how he can get back down here. He can put a lot of right spin on it and come off the bottom rail. And or he'll draw it. He can draw it straight back, I think, between the 5 and the side pocket with a lot of draw and a lot of power. Oh, he just hit that. And it's actually okay, though, because he got right in a window. So now he'll put, I'm not going to condemn him for getting a little lucky there, because he did hit the ball good, nice and strong. He'll put left top on this, and he'll go just between the 9 and the 5 ball and go straight down the table and get an angle on the 4 ball. Well, you amateur players and weekend players, don't always try to get too good on the next ball. Just give yourself a look at it like that, see? The pros are just trying to get a good look at a decent shot. They don't need too easy of a shot. They just got to have a good look at it. That's the way you guys need to think. Here, he might be better off to bank this 5 ball. Or he can roll over past the 9 and take a cut into the side. The 8 and the 6 are sitting funny too. He might draw back and bank it a little bit, or he might stun off and play the 5 in the side and break the 6 out somehow. That's what he's done. He's on the 5. See, he might have been better off to bank the 5 because he could have drew away and just played the 6 in the side. And I do that a lot too. I overlook a little bank just to get on the next ball. I keep thinking there's a way to get on the ball without banking the ball. And that's what he did there. And now he's got a real tricky situation. I think he should shoot like a little bit of right on it and stun it real hard. And the 6 will stay there. And the 8, and hopefully the 8 will move. That's one shot. Or draw back somehow too. And he did exactly what I said. He stunned, and the 8 stayed there, that's okay. Now he's got the easy combination, but he did exactly what I said. He put some right on it and stunned it. And it's good that the 8 just landed right in front of the hole. Now he'll slow roll this onto the 8 ball. Real slow, because he doesn't want it to move. And he'll put a little spin on it too, I think. Bring the cue ball down. Boy, he's lucky he didn't knock that in behind it. But he's all right now. Now he'll put a lot of right on this and just go back out to past the side pockets in the middle of the table. Or he'll draw down the rail. He might like that shot too, drawing right straight. Use the rail with a lot of right, like that. Which I think the other shot was easier, but he's still okay. Now see how he didn't play to get too good on the ball. He just played to give himself a decent shot. He'll just put left top on this, or straight top and come straight down the table. Or he'll go 2 rails. I think he'll go straight, because it's just, no, he went 2. It's safer to go like that. I think it's a little tougher shot, but it's safer. He'll stun this with a little bit of right, or he'll draw to the side rail. And he drew it to the side rail. Good out by Hohmann there. Good break. Last time I watched him play, he wasn't playing very well, and I'm glad to see him start off for a good start. Szewczyk to break from the right side, right bottom, right bottom, drawing the cue ball to the side rail. I haven't seen this guy play, so I don't know anything about his game. I can barely say his name. And I don't even know if I'm doing that right. But he fouled the break, I think. Yeah, he got a ball in, but he only got one ball back. But here again, we come back to this. He should have to kick at this shot instead of Hohmann come in and make a decision whether to make him shoot again or not. I think he can make the ball. Just barely. I don't know if it's worth shooting at, though. Don't know what's going to happen with the cue ball unless it comes straight back and hits the 7 nice and leaves him something on the 3. It could do that, or it could just go beyond. I think it's going to come back into the 7 almost, looks like, if he makes it. Yeah, he just missed it. And he left it tough, I think. Unless he can go rail first and make it, I think. That was an ill-advised shot. He'll just go rail first. He doesn't know exactly what he's going to get on the 3. I don't know if it's going to hit the 5. I think it is, yeah. If he makes the 2 ball, he'll shoot it with some right on it. That'll make it spin with the rail. You amateur players out there, think when you kick this shot, you want to put a little spin on it. That'll help it. But I don't know what's going to happen with the 5. He might hit underneath it and scratch. You never know. But it looks like it's going to, if he makes it, it looks like it's going to hit into the rail and then hit the 5. He'll kick it kind of smooth, not too hard. Oh, he's got to curve it a lot too. I didn't see that. That made it much harder. I didn't see that until they showed me that angle right there. So that shot really wasn't a straight-on kick. He had to curve the ball a little, so that made that shot a lot harder. He left Hohmann a decent shot. Hohmann will fire this in, and he'll bring the cue ball between the 8, between the 9 and the 7. He should, or go around the 7 and the 8 and get on the 3 ball. It looks like if you shoot it right in the corner, he could just go right between the 9 and the 8 and the 7 and get right on the 3. But obviously there's no shot clock the way these guys are walking around and taking their time. Or he could play safe. He could just shoot the 2 into the side rail and roll him right behind the 8 and the 9. That's not a real bad shot, to tell you the truth. Or he could shoot it in the side. Let's see which one he chooses. Looks like he just shoot it in the corner. Went around them. That's fine. Couldn't tell if he could go around them or he could go in between the 9 and the 7 and the 8. But he's on the 3. It's a little tricky, looks like, to draw back. He might run into the 8. He's just going to have to go ahead and do it. Or if spin forward with top. No, he's drawing. I think he can miss it. He'll put a lot of draw on it, hit it kind of hard so that it comes back. He hit that really well because he landed just right on the 5 ball. I mean on the 4. Yeah, he landed just right. Now this one's tricky. He needs to spin right between the 6 and the 5 or draw it down just past the side with left bottom and just lightly spin down and take a tricky shot on the 5. That's why I don't like that shot. That shot's just too feathery, tricky. That's a little bit of a mistake there. A little deceleration, like he was playing last time I saw him there. So he's still got that syndrome, looks like. And it ain't going away the older you get. Straight top, he might follow this into the rail, bounce off. Just like that. Very good. Szewczyk, I haven't seen a lot of his game, but he played that one right. He made me proud there. Now he'll just draw back a little bit and play the 7 in the side. He overhit it just a little, looks like, maybe. He can shoot this real soft and just play the eight on the other side, or he can put, yeah, he will. He'll just shoot it real soft and play the 8 in the other side. That was a good angle. I needed that angle too. He'll just roll this in and play the 9 in the left corner up there on his left. Real slow, like that. He'll put right bottom on this and draw it. You weekend players and all that, aim the ball thick and put right bottom and trust it and spin it in like he's going to do. Watch. See how he spins that ball in the pocket and draws it to the rail. Scores 1-1, a simple mistake out of Hohmann, breaking from the right side, right bottom, trying to not foul the break. Cue ball got kicked down table, came back perfect on the 2. It was very fortunate. These tables are very live. I like these rails. If they were to heat these tables, put some heat on them, they would play really good and then trick the pocket up just a little bit. Because the heat will make the table play easier, and then you'll have to mess with the pocket a little bit maybe. You don't want it to get too easy. But I like the way these rails play, because that's why they get a lot of action. These guys make balls on the break because the rails, the balls explode. He'll put left top and come back between the 9 and the 3. Just like that. Good shot. Former world straight pull champion, Hohmann. That's a great title to win. I never did win it. I got to the finals and missed the break ball at 270 to 270. I missed a stinking break ball. But I don't think I ever wanted to win it anyway. I was just toying with the guy the whole time. Playing with him like a cat with a ball of string. He just drew that back. Nice shot. He's going to play the combination. Maybe I'll play in it again. You never know. I still got a lot of game left I don't know about. He'll put left top on this and play the... He couldn't do anything but draw back and play the combination because he landed straight on the 3. But this is not the most difficult shot in the world. You just got to pay attention. He'll put a little bit of left top on it and just roll it real slow. Oh, he played safe. Oh, he's getting a little smart. He didn't like taking on that off-angle combination, which I don't blame him. I just totally thought he was going to take on the combination, and I overlooked the safety. He did pretty good, too, because, he's all right. The guy, I didn't think he could get behind the 5 ball to get a 2-rail kick on it, but he can. So this is not, Hohmann wanted to get him closer to that 5 ball where he couldn't get to the 2-rail kick. So now he could get out of this. It's not impossible. The kick's a little bit funny, though, still. He's just going to hit it kind of high on the ball, and that'll make the ball whiffle when it hits it. 2 rails, kind of medium speed. Just knock the ball down table like that. And he hit it perfect if he didn't get a rail. Oh, the 5 got to the rail. I thought for a moment he didn't get a rail. Now see there, Hohmann, another little mistake. I think he should have taken on that combination. But, he might still win this game, but he got put in a little predicament. By a weak safety there. He was supposed to get him close to the 5 where he'd have to kick 1 rail. He's going to probably thin this ball somehow and come back down table. Or hit it with spin and knock it over behind the 6 or something. Like that. That was a good shot. Ooh, almost. Now it's not. I thought it was going to slide right behind the 6. But that was a tough safety all the way. But it was the only shot with a lot of spin. But this still isn't a gimme safety. I always hate this shot. You got to roll it real slow and put him behind the 6 or bring him behind the 8 over here with a little bit of right top, 2 rails. That's what he's going to do. Boy, he hit that good. Really good shot. I think it's too close for Hohmann to jump it. And the 6 ball's got him kicking it. I think he can get around the 6 ball. Score's 1-1. Hohmann kicking. Yeah, he's going to have to kick around the 6 or after the 6 ball and hit it with a lot of right bottom. Yeah, he's going to try to stiff this ball, real like that. That's always like a dead man shot. Every pool player has suffered that shot right there. Every great player and every player that knows anything about pool. That is one shot you never can get out of. It gets you every time. He'll put a lot of right on this and spin it and kill it on the rails. He should. No, he just rolled it. He could have done that, but he didn't do that. Actually, he hit that with a little bit of right, so it killed it. Here, he'll just come straight down the table, or he'll go underneath the 7 with right. Looks like he's going with right, 2 rails, like I said. One of the ways to shoot it. He landed a little bit funny. He'll just draw into the 9, a light draw. A lot of right bottom, and he'll just touch draw it right into the 9. That's all he's got to do. Oh, he drew it back. Fooled me there. Which, that's a good shot, too. There's nothing wrong with that. He could have miscued, though. No, just kidding. But he'll just draw back now. And I should have known he was doing a little something more with the ball on that the shot before the 7 ball, because he started wounding his stick up a little bit. He'll stun to the rail with a little bit of right. Just bounce off like that. His cue movement's a little bit scary, but not overly scary. He moves the cue a little too much for me, but not too bad. Just stop right there on the 9. Szewczyk leads 2-1 over Hohmann. A little bit of a mistake on Hohmann on the safety on that game. Szewczyk to break, right side, right bottom. Doesn't want to foul the break. He fouled his last break. Break looked a little weak, but he broke safe. No, just kidding. Unless he fouled the break. I think he did. Shucks. Let's see. 1, 2. Without a ball in, you got to get 3 back there. So he did foul the break. I still say this is no penalty. This is crazy. You need to make a penalty out of this. He needs to have to kick at the ball instead of roll out and still be able to defend himself. There's no penalty. So this is like a waste of a roll. It's going to roll out just a little bit right there. And now there's probably an array of things to do with this shot, but maybe there isn't too also. Looks like he could just slow roll it and just barely bump it to the 3 and go behind the 6. That's a shot. Those shots are always tricky though, because you're in the mercy of the cue ball just rolling off or something. He looked over there. He's going to cross it, I think, somehow, maybe, or just slow roll it, like I said, and hit the right side of it and let the cue ball go over there, right where I said. That I would have taken that shot on. Now, there's another mistake by Hohmann. That shot wasn't that difficult, and now he's got him in a spot. I'll tell you that. He's got to kick down table, I think, unless he can go to the side rail. Yeah. Unless he can hit between the 6 and the 3 and come back with a lot of bottom and hit the ball. He's lucky if he can do that, I'll tell you. The guy played a good shot, Szewczyk there, I'll tell you. I'm impressed with his game so far. Yeah, he's going to kick and hit it like that. He's lucky he could get to it that easy. He played a nice shot, though. Nice speed on that. He kind of hit it on the middle of the ball. The speed on that shot was ideal. That's what a lot of you weekend players and you avid players out there need to learn about kicking, is the speed of the shot. That means a lot most of the time. And he's in a little bit of a spot here. This is a weird ball. Now, sitting weird. He can't. I don't think he can kick there. Is he crazy? Looks like he'll hit the 3 ball. I guess he barely can get underneath it. Wow. That's crazy. That's scary, tough right there. He goes for that. This shot's hard to hit, actually. He's got to jack up if he's going to play that shot almost and curve the ball. He's going to hit it with a lot of right, try to go behind it and just hit it. Wow, that was a good shot. He played that nice. I'll tell you that right now. Still left Hohmann a way out, though. Hohmann will thin the right side of the 1 and go 2 rails and use the 3, 6, 9 to snooker in. He won't put any spin on it, I don't think. Maybe a little right. And he wants to hit it very thin. Unless he's doing something else. I can't imagine doing anything else. Wow, he banked it. I didn't know he could see that. Well, that was the right shot. It never looked like it, unless they would pan in, if I could tell if he could bank that ball. Never would have known that. Good shot by Hohmann. Good aggressive shot. Now just stop right there. Wow, he tried to hold his ball too good. He didn't, he tried to hold for an angle. He should have went ahead and drawn on out and took the angle to the rail off the 3. He played that wrong. Now Szewczyk will just draw back on the 3 ball nice and easy. He'll probably draw back for the side here. These guys today, they draw the ball nice, I will admit. Of course, I used to draw the ball better. Now I just play for the corner. Can't tell, especially with overhead, wouldn't it help me? Now he'll just put just below center with right and just stun this and go to the rail. He'll use the rail to come off. A lot of bottom, like, just kind of kill it. So the cue ball doesn't go flying too far. See how he did that? Need to pay attention on those shots, how the pros hit those. Now he hit this just below center and stun off. He wants to leave an angle where he can go 2 rails with that 6 ball. And that's perfect. I don't know if he'll go 2 rails or 1 rail. He should just stun it a little with right and go 2 rails. That's the prudent play. Like that. Yeah, this kid plays a little like me, so I like that. And he'll just roll this one with a little bit of left top and come straight down the table. Or he'll go 2 rails. I like using the rails. He went 1 rail on that one. That one didn't have much angle, so that was the right shot. And he'll just stun this or to the bottom rail, or he'll draw out to the side rail. 1 rail. Like that. I don't shoot that ball like that as much anymore. It's 3-1. Szewczyk leads. Hohmann to break. 1 ball in, and he fouled the break. Wow. These balls, the object balls are starting to clog up on the break. He's got like an off-angle combination. It's not too difficult, really. The syndrome of Hohmann seems to be the same as last time I commentated his match. He's in the same mode. And it's not a real good mode, I'll tell you. I've been there, in that mode. And I can go right back in it, too. All right, he's going to play this with right bottom and just play the combination in the side on the 9. He won't hit it too hard. He's going to draw behind the 8, play safe too. Doesn't have to hit it too hard, just draw right behind the 8 too. And play safe. He was worried, he was more concentrated on the safe. Oh God, the 2 went in. Well, there you go. That's, guess he should have concentrated on the combination more and not worried about the cue ball. Because he was going to get safe. You know what I mean? Some kind of safe. So he, but maybe he's not that great at combinations either. He hasn't played that long, so. Played 30 or 40 years like Efren did, and he'll know the combinations. And I'm pretty good at it. I'm not great at them, but I'm not bad. Seems like I'm better at a combination now than I was 40 years ago. He's going to kick this with some right. I don't know what speed he'll kick it. He might kick it kind of firm because there's nowhere for the cue ball to hide. That's exactly what he did. And that was a great kick. I'll be honest with you. That was just a super kick. You know, I know there's an element of luck on it, but just the speed that he hit it and just everything about it was a good shot. I'm not ever going to condemn that shot. And he left it just ideal. Hohmann can't get out from here. He can make the ball, but he can't get out because the cue ball's going to go down table. There's only one way he can get out. Is jack up, fire the 3 ball in the corner, and draw between the 7 and the pink 4 ball, and get position on it and get out. But I don't know if he can hold the cue ball doing that. He might try to play some kind of safe from here. He might cross the ball. And that's what he looks like, or bank it around the table. That was a tough shot to cross because that's a great shot. Oh, it's still all right. Good shot right there. That was a tough shot because the ball was really close to the rail, the 3 ball. That's why that was such a quality shot right there. It almost double kissed. And I don't know that it didn't. If you slowed it down on camera, it might have double kissed by 10,000ths of a fraction. But he still hit it great. Got a little tootsie roll off the 6 ball down there, but can't condemn that shot either. It was played ideal, actually. What in the world is this? It's got some kind of, looks like a small log or something. Jeezers, these sticks they got. He's going to jump behind it, I guess, or jump and hit whatever little bit he can hit. These sticks are lucky, I'll tell you that. This is a strange looking device he's got. Oh, that's right. That was the 3 ball. I thought the ball was behind it. That was hit solid, but he left the shot. That was a great shot Hohmann played. It really was. He deserved that game. That was some shot getting over that 6 ball, but I don't agree with that shot as well as I do Hohmann's, because his was played with a lot of ability and knowledge. He's going to stun this or roll it into the 9. He missed it. Wow. That's kind of weird now. He meant to hit the 9 ball, and he was going to play the 4 near the 6. He's still like decelerating is what you call it. And I do it too, because when you get older, you just start decelerating. He's going to roll this ball in the corner or draw it around the 5, 3 rails, or roll it in. He might land funny if he lands on the rail. And he did. And this is tricky now. He didn't want to be on the rail. That was a weird shot to roll in. He's going to try to bounce back past the 9 or stay before the 9. Just past the 9. That's perfect. And that was a good shot out of Hohmann there, because he had to stay with that ball and execute a good shot. Now he'll just put a lot of draw on it, a lot of spin, and he'll come around in between the 7 and the 9 and hit the 3rd rail. If it gets to the rail, it didn't get to the rail. He only hit 2 rails then. And he landed funny, he thinks. I think he can just stun this out and cheat the pocket just a little bit. It's not that hard a shot. Or go ahead and roll it and bump into the 8 or go underneath it. I think you can stun right out fairly easy. Yeah, with some right middle, just below center with right. That's a shot you amateurs need to learn. Now he'll stun this to the rail and play the 9 on the side. Left, a little bit of left on that one he put. And he'll put a little bit of right top on this, or left just below center with left. He's going to roll it with left. Just roll it in like that. Good shot. That was a great game he won there. He needed it too. 3-2, Szewczyk leads. Breaking from the right side, right bottom, drawing the cue ball at the side rail. He's got one in, he's fouled the break, unless that 8 gets there. Nope. That's a big miscue again for Szewczyk to Hohmann. That rack is a little weird, I'll tell you, the way it's not moving at all. Something's wrong. Or the balls are just clicking and hitting each other and they're not coming back. But this is the Billiard Network, the home of Global Pool on YouTube. Like and follow if you enjoy this. I'm Earl Strickland for the Billiard Network. Hohmann looks to be straight in. He'll just roll this in and play the 3 in the... He could roll it 2 rails and play the 3 in the other corner down there where he is. Or he can draw back and draw off the 9 ball somehow. But that's going to be tricky because the cue ball is going to be going in to those over there, the 7 and the 4. I think the right shot. The 3 doesn't go on the side. Sometimes you got to take risk, even on little simple shots like this. I think he should follow it 2 rails and shoot the 3 in the corner. And if he don't land just right, he's got an easy safety. That's the right shot, other than drawing back and playing off the 9 and running into the 7 and disturbing the 4 maybe. I don't know what he's thinking, but that's... Of course, it's easy for me to see that. I guess I'm commentating. Unless it's not sitting right to do that. Maybe he's got too much angle for that shot. Because if it's not land right, he'll land too close to the rail down there. He's got to get off the bottom rail if he's going to do that. It looks like he's doing something like... Oh, he's going to follow some other... Yeah, he did exactly what I said. Played a 3 in the corner. It did have a lot of angle. And he put a little spin on it to get where he got. He could jack up and play a touch safety. But he could take this on too and just roll forward. This is a tricky shot. It's always a shot you're not sure of, rolling this ball down in the corner. He's going to roll it forward past the 7 to get to the 4. Yep, good shot. He showed some good nerves there. Now he'll put left top on this and just roll this ball. I don't know if he'll get back to the side rail. He might put a lot on it so it whiffles back to the side rail like that. So he gets that angle on the 5 just right. That's a shot right there you guys need to pay attention on. The way he shot that ball. That needed more spin to do that. That's the right way to shoot that so that you land right on the ball when it's frozen. Right bottom, draw off. You got to catch the ball first on this shot. He hit it well. He landed straight. But he's okay. He'll just draw back a little bit. And create an angle on the 7, hopefully. Yeah, and he did. Just enough. Now he's going to have to draw back again or stun this. Stun it real hard to the bottom rail and bounce off. Or draw back. Looks like he's stunning somehow. Yeah. He didn't want to draw that back because it's tricky. And that's the smart shot. Even though it leaves you a longer shot, that's the right shot. Remember I told you a while ago, good players and great players are trying to give themselves a decent shot, not get perfect. Now he'll draw off the rail, a left bottom. He'll probably play a 9 on his left here. Right over there. There you go. He'll put right bottom, left bottom, and draw to the rail, or stun to the bottom rail, draw to the rail. He's still doing that. A few more years, he won't do that. No, just kidding. Hohmann tied it up. Good comeback. A few mistakes by Szewczyk. Good break here. He made 2 balls on the break. He's got a shot on the 3. His only problem is the 6 has a little disturbance down there. Good break. He made the 8. He made the 1. 2 ball came flying around, clipped the 5. He's a little bit straight on the 2. I think he can stun over for the 3 ball, though, or draw back. Just draw back like that to get a good look at the... See how he did that? He's not playing to get perfect. He just played to get a good look at this shot so he can just put some spin on it and feather it in and come back on the 4. Now, these shots are tricky. He just wants to put a little right on it and a little bit low and just tap it and feather it in. Let the cue ball just come back down the table like that. Nice shot. Now, the 6 ball is his problem. He'll have to either take on the combination or figure out a way to come around. It really isn't that difficult. He's got 2 pockets, and I see exactly the perfect way to do it right here. Just draw off, create an angle on the 5, and draw 2 rails off the 5 and come underneath the 6 for the side or the corner. Or he might try to draw back somehow and do it some other way. I say he should just stun off the rail right here with left middle, like that. Create an angle. I would have got more angle than that. Tried to. He got a little less angle than he wanted. If the cue ball would have been another foot, a half a foot towards the middle, it would have been perfect. Now he's going to stun this with right, just below center with a lot of spin, and it'll pinball right inside the corner like that. He's trying to get for the side or the corner. And he did great. He landed perfect. If that ball goes in the corner, you know, it looks kind of tricky from here, but it must go. He'll just make this with left bottom and draw off. It's not that hard a shot if it goes. A little bit of left and draw off just a little. He'll be perfect on the 7. Yep, there it is. Now he'll stun to the rail with just below center with right. Bounce off. And now he'll stun this ball or just draw off just a little with right. Stun to the rail, like that. Those little shots are important, how you shoot them. Great comeback by Hohmann to get the lead 4-3. Szewczyk to break. Right, change sides, left side, left bottom, drawing the ball to the side rail. This is the Billiard Network, the home of global pool on YouTube. Like and follow if you enjoy this. I'm Earl Strickland for the Billiard Network. He's made a break, he's made a ball, he broke the balls, he made a ball. He doesn't have a decent shot, and he didn't foul the break. I thought the cue ball was going towards the corner, but that ball outran it, and the 3 ball outran it, and rescued it. That's something that I never get, is rescued. And I was waiting on someone to rescue me, but I think I would have died. So no one's going to rescue me. He'll play a lot of right on this and just, no, he played it behind the 8 ball. Good shot. Nope, he didn't get it. That shot was never there. That's why I think I didn't say anything about going that way. That shot was never there, I don't think. No, not with the boingy rails. He barely left him. Actually, yeah, if he would even hit it a little bit harder, the cue ball would have came. Because it went to the bottom rail and came off. He left him the edge of the 1 ball. I thought he should have went the other way with that safety down table behind the pink and the 5. But he can thin this and go behind the 9, but he's only got the 1 ball. And this is the size of a BB down there. So this is tricky. Or unless he can see enough to go behind the 5 with a little right and spin underneath real lightly. A lot of right on it, like that. See how he put some right on it? Yeah, he was never going to get underneath the 5 ball. That was about as good as he could do, I think. Because the other shot was a no. He could have thinned that 1 and put him behind the 7 and 2, though. It seemed like. I guess maybe that wasn't there either. He's going to thin the 1 and come back somehow, or bank the 1 back down the table. Let me look at it again instead of him. Yeah, this is a tricky safety too. Looks like he could just cut the 1 just past the 8 and use the 8 and the 7. Maybe there's too much angle. Let me look at it again. They're showing him more than the shot. I don't know. He's drawing it somehow. Or he could just shoot at it. Yeah, I knew he was going to bank it back down table for some reason. Ooh, he got away with it too, really. Because he left him jacked up. That's just a pretty lucky leave there. But Pool's lucky. But there hadn't been too many lucky shots in this match. There's been some mistakes, but not a lot of luck, really. They made a couple of good kicks that you could say were lucky, but to some degree. He's going to try to play the ball, and he's asking for somebody to watch it, I guess. God, I wouldn't try to play this. You can hardly shoot a ball when you're jacked up over it. And then now you got to, like, thread the needle on a hit. That's crazy. I would just cross this somehow and try to do something else, probably. As close as the hit is, and being jacked up over the ball. And he's letting him call it, so that's... It will go, though, I think, if he hits it just right. But if he doesn't make it, he might sell right out. You know, he actually made that ball, I think. Did he? Oh, it was a foul. That was a great call on Hohmann to call it the foul on himself. So it was. Yeah, he should have never shot at that. I thought that was kind of crazy, ill-advised there. So he went back to the little mistakes that he's been doing, and that's what I do too. He'll put right and come straight back, or put a lot of left and go to the 2 rails. Go 2 rails. He didn't want to get straight on. Oh yeah, okay, the 9's blocking. So now he'll just roll down just a little bit. He'll just roll the ball, or stun it down. Looks like he's stunning down. No, he rolled it. And he rolled too far. He shouldn't have rolled that far. He should have stayed way back. That's kind of crazy. Unless he's got a little bit of angle, but he still shouldn't have rolled that far. He played that a little funny. He's got to hit this kind of firm. He could miss this because he's got to hit it firm now to get out. Good shot, though. With these lively rails, that ain't that bad a shot where he left himself. Some tables, you wouldn't want to leave yourself like that. I'll tell you that. He's got a lot of learning to do on how to play, that's for sure. He'll draw this around the 7 with right, around the 8 with right bottom lightly, like that. I still like these rails. I like the way they just bounce off the rail a little bit like that. You don't have to overhit. And he landed funny again, see, because he didn't play the 5 right. Probably. He's going to stun this or use the rails again. He's going to stun it with some left and come off the side rail. like that. Good shot. He could have scratched there real easy if he didn't hit it right. Good shot. Boy, he hit that real good. Speed was perfect. He'll just roll this in with the right top or just draw off past the side. He'll just stun off past the side. No, he drew before the side. Stun it before the side. 4-4, another little ill-advised mistake by Hohmann there. Could have been leading 5-3. He breaks. He made 2 balls on the right side. He snookered. Was a decent break, but came up snookered. Yeah, the little mistakes, they just kind of chip at you through a match. He could be, scores 4-4. It could have been 5, it could have been 6-2 probably, I think. He had a few opportunities. One game he gave away early. I don't know, 5-2 should have been, 5-3 it should have been for sure, but he's got to roll out here. He'll roll out where he can't pocket. Well, he can't pocket down there either way, here at the corner. He'll get rid of one, stop right there, and he'll dare him to play a good safety or give him the shot. He could cross the 2, back up and down the table. Or he can send the cue ball. He was looking at trying to send the cue ball around the table behind the 6. Or banking the 2 straight up and down the table, send the cue ball to the side rail, and try to use the 9 and the 4 as a blocker. Or thin the ball and come back around the 7, before the 7. He was looking at that, but I think he's going to bank the ball up and down the table now. No? He didn't mean to do that. I can tell you that right now. He was trying to go, yeah, he knows he got lucky. There's the one lucky shot there. He's got a couple of little lucky rolls so that Hohmann's had to deal with. They ain't never going to go away. Placement pull's the only thing that can get rid of luck. That's the only game. It's the only game for professionals. One day they'll realize it. Maybe while I'm still here or after I'm gone. I can't wait to have a match, see somebody play a match of placement pool instead of this. I still admire pool the way it's played, but I just love placement pool. I just like seeing a player play against himself. I hate it when a player gets lucky and then you break and you can't make balls on the break, and every time you break, you make a ball, you get snookered, and every time you play a good save, they jump it in. I get sick of looking at that. I just want to see a guy outshoot me. He's going to hit high on the ball, kind of smooth, and hit it somehow and try to create something. And he did. Nope, sold out. It's just such a lucky way of playing, the way we're playing pool. I just rather see a guy just run out every time if he can and tell him good shooting in the end. Just roll this in with a little bit of right, real slow. Just real slow he wants to hit it. Or go up and down the table. Yeah, real slow like that. And he overhit it. Boy, if he lands on top, he's lucky he didn't land on top of that ball. That would have been death. Real fortunate there. So another little break right there. See, there's all kinds of little rolls. You don't think that's a roll, you better think again. And he's going to roll this in with right top, come back for the side, 2 rails. No, he came for the corner. I never know where these guys are going to play. And his strokes they're still kind of choppy. He's going to roll this, I guess, and go to the bottom rail or just go slow. He stunned it. I can't tell if the guy's got an angle or not ever. They never give you really the right angle. Now he'll put straight top, or he'll draw around 3 rails. Yeah, 3 rails. And see, you can do that on these boingy rails. That's a good shot on these rails. He'll put right and just follow out and shoot the 9 in the other corner over there. He's not a bad player, though, I guess. Left bottom and draw off. His strokes are not too bad. Draw past the side. He took the lead. Szewczyk took the lead. 5-4, breaking from the left side, left bottom. Doesn't want to foul the break. He's a little deliberate on the break, I'll tell you that. He stands like a toy soldier. His legs are dead straight. He better change his stance one day. He'll be in a wheelchair. No, just kidding. I can't believe the way these people stand playing pool. They're standing wrong. But anyway, that was not a good break. I don't know if he fouled it or not. Listen. Yeah, he fouled the break, but still there's no penalty. I disagree with this rule. No penalty on a fouled break. He can still get up and defend himself. He should have to kick at the ball. And this would be a tough shot to kick and hit. I mean, to get out of if he had to kick it. So this rule right here needs brushing up. You need to make a real penalty out of it. What a joke. They want to finagle everything they do and pull. Make a rule, it ain't even worthy. He can just roll this and bump the 1 ball. Uh-oh, he can't get enough of it. So this is a really tricky shot to take on. And if you don't take it on, he might execute it. I hate shots like this. You know, it's possible he could get up and execute the shot and you didn't take it on. But going back to placement pool, that's the game. Take all the luck out of the game. The guy's got to sit behind a curtain when your opponent. He can't shark you. And I don't want no audience at the event. It's just it's a TV game or a stream game. It's not an audience game. I just want a table and 2 players and a referee and stream it or put it on television wherever it goes. And that's all we need. That's a serious game. Pool ain't hard enough. You think this is difficult. This ain't even close to being difficult. This is lucky. All right, he's going to slow roll this and hope it doesn't roll off. Real slow. And he's going to try to thin it and just... He can't get to the left side of the ball. I don't know why he's looking at that. That shot's not there. He's either got to shoot hard and stop it and bank it back, or slow roll it and just thin it and bump it on the other side of the 5 ball and then let the cue ball go behind the 3 and the 7. He's rolling it and hitting it somehow. Oh, he's going to roll it. I see what or draw it, stop it. I still don't see why Hohmann didn't take on that shot right there. Now, there's another little chink in Hohmann. He's supposed to take that shot on. And he hit that well. He hit it well that it hit the 8. If it wouldn't have hit the 8 ball, it might have bounced back out where he could have done a little more, had a shot at it. But he really hit that well. He dragged the cue ball all the way down the table. And you can't overhit it. And that shot usually works under drier conditions. If it's wet, it's really hard to play that shot he just played. He's going to kick this 2 rails. He'll either clip the left side of the 1 and bring the cue ball down table, or he'll get into it a little more, and that's where he might sell out. If he hits it solid, too solid, I think he'll leave a shot. I hate this shot. I hate all kicks. I just want to shoot. Unless he's going to kick 1 rail kind of firm and hit it with a lot of bottom. See how he's hitting low? That's what he's doing. That was a good way to kick it, too. That was smart. Beautiful shot by Hohmann right there. Very smart shot. He hit it well, too. When you hit a kick well, there usually is a reward. And there it is. He left him a tough shot. I mean, he's got a shot, but it's not a gimme to make a ball. It's a combination. He's going to play safe somehow. And there's not an easy safety. This guy looks just like an old road buddy of mine. Danny Jones. Huh. From back in the 70s. Handsome Danny Jones, they called him. He's dead now. God rest his soul. He was a great guy. Cancer got him. Handsome Danny. He looks just like him. But he's looking at a safety. And it ain't a good one, easy one, because he's got to cross the ball. And I'll tell you the truth, I don't know if he can get away with this shot. This is going to be tricky. Might scratch. Well, I thought he could go past that and scratch. That was a good shot, not to leave a shot off of that. He thought the cue ball was going to go past the 4 ball and not hit it. Believe me, he never intended the cue ball to hit the 4. And he knows he got away with that. He should have patted the table again, like those tennis players pat the net or wave their hand when they get lucky on a trickle on the net, over the net, which I don't think they even care about. I don't think they even mean that they're sorry, because they hate each other. He's going to roll this in with some right, go 2 rails and try to block him with all the balls down here. But he hit the 8 ball, too. He butchered it a little bit. That shot's always funny to play if you're running into that ball like that, the 8 ball. He just totally overcut the 1. I mean, under. He hit the 1 too thick. He's got a shot, but it's not a gimme. I can tell you that. He's got a lot of green between him and the 1 ball. But it's sitting near the pocket. He's just got to make it and run into the 8 and hope he gets a shot for the corner on the 2 or the side. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. Ooh, he almost scratched. I didn't think he was going to hit that high on the 8. And he's in no man's land now, I'll tell you that. He'll play safe. Just shoot the 2 past the side and put him behind the 9 and the 3 and the 4. If he shoots at this, he's a fool. I don't even know what he's looking. He wants to make it and then play the other safety. Well, that's a thought. This is the Billiard Network, the home of global pool on YouTube. Like and follow if you enjoy this. I'm Earl Strickland for the Billiard Network. I think he's going to try to make the 2 with straight top and roll down and play the stick on the 3. He's going to try to come down. I know he played the shot I said to start with. Just bank it down there and put him behind those. That was the prudent play, always. Even though that other shot was probably there. Maybe it wasn't there. Or he was trying to come down and get on the 3 and play it and run out. And it wasn't there. He'll either kick 1 rail and try that stop shot again, which is the right shot. And you know, I overlook this shot all the time. It's not an easy shot to play. He played it well a while ago. Let's see how he plays this one. He hit him with a lot of bottom. That's the way you want to play these shots. A lot of bottom and draw the ball. Ooh, he hit it good because he got a good little roll. He didn't mean to do that, but that's pull. That's what I've been talking about. Is you guys, this is all luck. It's not really a skill as you think. Try running 15 balls in 4 pockets every time you shoot in order. Now that's skill. Now he'll just take 2 rails to get on the 3. Now he could play the stick right here if he wants to, or he can play the 3 in the corner and try to get out. It ain't a bad play for the stick right here, to stick him, because there's just no, if he gets that ball to the side rail over here, it'll be hard to hit. He's going to leave it out in the middle like that. If he would have gotten it a little bit further, it would have been a good shot, a better shot, because it would have been a lot harder to hit. Now he can go one rail and hit it. The key to that stick shot really is getting the cue ball frozen to that object ball that it's near. That really is the key to the stick shot. If you would have frozen him to the 4 ball, then he wouldn't have this luxury right here. He would be a dead man floating. And Hohmann didn't even try to stick him. Maybe he did. I always mess it up. I never can get him on it, right on it all the time. Efren was real good at it, still is probably. He's going to kick this kind of middle ball, kind of hard too. He's got to create something. He won't kick it easy. He'll kind of kick it in the middle like, and kind of hard. You got to know how to kick each shot. They're all different. You amateurs out there. See how he kicked that? He kicked it hard. Oh, did he get the roll? Let's see. I don't think he did. Or maybe he did. He did. See there? Oh, just because he didn't freeze him on that 4 ball has got another lucky roll, looks like. He's got to either just stop it right there and bank it around the table if he can't see enough of it to make it, or clip it in and bank it. It looks like he's got to draw it too if he banks it. He can't just roll it maybe, or maybe he can. If he can roll it, it's an easier bank. Or he can just make it. Well, he's got to bank it. He's got to clip it like that and just bank it. Good shot. And he got a bad roll. Now he'll just roll him right on the 7 ball. Or bank it in again. Guy played a good shot there. He made a good kick. You can't condemn him for his kick. That's for sure. I'm not condemning that. I'm just condemning the fact that it's luck. I don't know what he's looking at. He can look all day long, but he's just going to roll him on the 7 ball. Straight top, cut the ball a little bit, lightly roll it. Oh, he overhit it. No, okay, that's good. He wanted to get him like that, so that he has to kick across the table, or kick 2 rails at least. I think he'll kick this 2 rails. No, he might not. He might can get a safe, easier kick across the table. Yep, he can. But it's the harder way to hit the ball. There's no doubt. You can louse this up real easy, the one going cross. And he's going to take it on. He'll hit it kind of medium speed, like not too hard, but or soft. Yeah, medium like that. Boy, he hit that nice. He's kicked some shots just incredibly the right speed. A couple like that. Wow, I'm not condemning his kicking. He's done well, but it's still an element of luck, any way you look at it. I'd like to see him run 15 balls every time and can play better shape than me. That's what I'd like to see. In 4 pockets with 24 seconds to shoot every time. I think I'd have my way with him until he learned how to play. Hohmann's going to jack up with the jump stick. He's got to get draw on it, which is hard to do with these cues. They're not quite heavy enough to get backspin. But maybe he can land right on it, and that'll give it the ability to back up if he lands right on the ball. That's that determines whether he'll draw it back. And he's kind of over the 5 ball too, or he's just playing to make it and stop it, shooting for the corner, and get lucky too. These sticks are real lucky. Wow, he hit that good, and he got a good roll. They're the luckiest cue I ever seen. I think he left him just funny enough to where he can't make it, maybe. I get another look at it when they pan in downstairs somewhere. They look at him more than they do the table. I don't want to look at him. I want him to pan in down there where I can see if he can make the 4-ball in the pocket. I can't tell. Yeah, he can make the ball. He's looking over there. Or maybe he can't. He's crossing the ball, or he's making it, either one, firing it in, coming down the table. Oh, he's crossing it. He couldn't make it. Crossing it, he hit that really well. I'll tell you right now. I will be honest, both players have played some nice kicks and some nice safeties. I will admit that. And I know it is an art, and I'm pretty good at them too, and I've enjoyed it. But it's just time for something different. We've played this way for a long time, and we have amounted to nothing. I just want to see if there's another way to entertain people playing pool. We got to get people to watch the game that are not pool players, you know, people that don't play pool. We need to get the whole world involved. And when we go into these modes right here, millions of people just can't relate to this. What's going on? They can't relate to the intelligence of these shots. Not this stick. This stick is not intelligent. That safety he played was intelligent, but this shot is a clown act, a circus. Shouldn't be in the game. He's going to jump over it, try to make it, I guess, or stop it, or he's going to try to make it. Cut it in. It might jump off the table if he tries to make it. He was never trying to make that shot, I don't think. And he got away with it. Look how lucky. We're going into a comedy era of luck. It's just one luck shot after another with that jump stick. Now those safeties aren't, and some of the kicks are intelligent, but it's just a lot of luck. But it's a close match. And it's been a good match, really. I have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed it, to tell you the truth. He's got a tough shot here. He could bank this in and go all the way around the table and get shape. Unless he doesn't scratch in the corner 3 rails. But this shot is hard to make when the cue ball is close to the rail over there. I've shot this shot 1,000,000 times trying to go around the table. And when you're in the middle of the table with the cue ball, it's not that hard a shot to make it and go around the table. But when you're way over there, it's hard to make it. He's going to put a lot of right on it. He's going to fire it in, bank it in the side. The cue ball is going to curve a little bit. For you amateurs out there and you weekend players, if you were going to bank this in and go around the table, you'd want to aim a little bit thick and let the ball curve. And hit it hard, go all the way around the table, bank it in, go all the way around the table and get shape. But he banked it in the other corner. Wow, what a shot. Good shot. That was the safer play, without a doubt. And he got shape. Good shot. I forgot to call that, but that's all right. So put a lot of left on it and just shoot it slow, or he'll go around the table with right. Yeah, like that. I like the way he plays a lot of shots, Szewczyk. He plays a lot of, uses the rails, and that's good. I like the way he plays a lot of shots. Draw back with left bottom. Ooh, he drew it a little bit too much, but he's still all right. He'll just shoot this in the corner. He might use the rails. He might go 1, 2, 3 and shoot the 9 in the side. No, he'll just shoot it slow. He'll draw it just a little, or he'll hit it hard and go around the rails so it doesn't roll off. Either one. See, he doesn't know exactly what he wants to do. I think it's better, these shots, is to shoot them firm and go around the rails. When it lays 50-50, it looks like you should slow roll it or hit it firm. I think you should use the rails. 3 rails he'll use if he's going to do that. And he did. And he didn't get the 3rd rail. The table's not quite as fast as I thought. 2 rails to the side, and he'll put a little bit of right on this and just stun it in or roll it in, either one. He rolled it. He kind of half rolled it like. Okay, there it is, 6-4. Szewczyk leads. Hohmann broke, made 2 balls on the break. 1 ball back was just a legal break now. Wouldn't have been illegal if he didn't. Wouldn't have been illegal if he didn't get the 1 ball back. I mean, if he didn't make 2 balls on the break. He's got a bank for a combination, which is tricky for position after he makes it. Unless he could just slow roll it in, make the ball, and leave the ball there. That's not impossible. Or bank the ball in behind it. It's not impossible too. I've seen that happen. He could bank it and draw off and try to make it in behind the 5 and play safe too and get shape for the 4. That's not impossible. Or thin the 2 and come back around behind the 8 and the 9. I did some commentary the other day with another couple of commentators, and it's impossible for me to do commentate with other commentators. It's distracting, very distracting. I thought it's commentating's hard. You have to concentrate on what you're doing. It looks like he's going to try to do what I said. Just bank it and play the 5, or bank and go behind the 5. I think the whole time he was trying to play that in behind the 5. Hohmann's showing some little chinks in the armor still, showing that he's in his 40s, and that's what happened to me too. As I started getting into my 40s, I started winning less, decelerating on shots. He's just going to draw straight back. A little bit of a tough shot, but he looks like he can handle it. He's young. He'll just draw straight back like that. Good shot. He'll just roll this in with left top and just bounce off the rail. This guy never used a bridge, a closed bridge. He's a predominant open hand player. He'll just roll this in. They stun everything. If he played me placement pull, I'd ruin him. He's scared to roll anything. He'll just put left top. These guys draw and stun, these new players today. All they do is draw and stun. There, he finally used a bridge. All right, he's going to put left bottom or just roll it with left and just roll back. That's the way to play it because you land right on the next shot. You don't go too far back. And that's where he wanted to be, right there. Even though, I don't know, I might have drawn that one back and bounced off 2 rails. I didn't want to be against the rail like that. If he's still okay, he'll just roll it in with straight ball. Putting left on this is tough. He could miss it if he tries to put left on it. He did put a little on it, and that was a good shot. That was risky. A right bottom and draw off, shoot the 8 in the same pocket. Watch their strokes, how that when they get ready to shoot, they stop. For you amateur players out there, you need to pay attention to that. All good players and great players, they do little strokes or big strokes, and then they stop, and then they shoot. So pay attention to that. He put a little right top on that. Now he'll put right bottom and just draw off down the middle, like that. commanding lead for Szewczyk. Right side, right bottom, drawing the cue ball to the side rail. He's very deliberate on his break routine and strokes. I think he got snookered by the 9-ball. It was a good break. He hit him solid, but the 9-ball has impeded on his chances of pocketing the 2-ball, I think. And I still don't know if I'm any good at this commentating, you know. The one thing I like about commentating by myself, if I make a mistake on my commentating, I don't have to look over and worry about someone thinking badly of me or something. I think he can make this ball, or he's thinning it and playing safe behind the 4-6-3. I think he's just going to thin it and put him over there. And he got another little tickle of a roll. Did you see that? So, 7-4, he's played well, but he's got a few little tickle rolls here and there. So there was another one. And I just like to see him beat me shooting, not playing all these little trick shots, you know. I want to see the guy outmaneuver me with the cue ball. I want to see him play the middle of the cue ball. That's what placement pull does. When you play a full rack and you make the player take away 2 pockets, then they have to use more of the cue ball. That's what you guys don't understand. When you take away pockets from a professional and make him only use 4, then he has to use more of the cue ball. And that's what I'm trying to do. I want to see these players. I want to see who, like Efren. Efren knew the whole cue ball, you know. Except his inside right ball, I think mine was stronger. I still believe that that's the only place I outweighed him on the cue ball was inside right. He's going to jump this and try to finesse some kind of safety. Probably try to hit the right of it, the right side of the 2 ball. Ooh, he played a decent shot. Is it going to weasel around behind the 9? I think he can see the 2. He might be able to just cut it right in with a lot of spin. Nope, he can't. It's not frozen on the rail. He'll have to make a real good shot here. He can make the ball, but he'll have to thin it and go all the way down table and come back. I tell you, if he pulls this shot off, he really is playing good. This is a shot right here I hate. I think he'll play safe, maybe. Try to draw underneath the 3, 4, 6 down there. Or he'll put a lot of spin and try to make it and go around the table. I don't know exactly what he's doing. Draw and spin, just like I said, for the safety. And he played that well. Really good shot. That was the right shot all the way. But, and you know, when you commentate, like I said before, if I'm wrong when I'm commentating by myself, then I don't feel as bad. But when I'm commentating with someone else or others, more than one, more than 3 people, more than 2, then I would probably, I don't know, I'm not as good. It's distracting to me. This is harder than I thought, commentating. And like I said before, if you're really going to do a good job commentating and commentate every shot correctly and pay attention, it's hard to do with 2 people or 3. He's going to jump, try to go 2 rails and hit the ball. The old jump 2 rails. Whoever thought that would ever happen? Look at this shot, keeping him alive. Oh, he actually deserved a roll there, as good as he hit that. I mean, I hate that cue, but that was actually a pretty good shot by Thorsten there. Where Thorsten's still hitting the weights, he needs to get off the weights and hit the treadmill. Every pool player needs a treadmill, but pool players don't like to run, I've noticed. I like running. I've been running every day for 75 days in a row. My record is 100 days. He's going to stun this somehow. Or roll. He's going to roll it. Come around the 8. Try to land just right. He underhit it. That was always going to be a tricky shot because he couldn't go all the way to the bottom rail. He wouldn't have the shot on the 3. He tried to hit it just perfect, and he came up short. Now, there's a little chink. One little chink. He had a few little chinks a while ago, but Hohmann handed a few games right back to him. And it's hard to get through a match without, a chink here and there. Don't matter how good or great you are. I've only played a few perfect matches in my whole life. He's going to thin this and try to roll the cue ball underneath, or he's going to try and bank it and try to roll the cue ball under the 9. That was ill-advised right there. I'll tell you that for sure. He could have played an easy safety there, and he tried to pocket that ball. All he had to do was thin the 3 and bank it to the middle of the table and put the cue ball under the 9. But he thought he could make that shot and hit the 9 and get shape on the 4. Another little chink right there, and Hohmann needs to play a good safety and hopefully get a shot. The way these guys are kicking and jumping, though, it's just tough to get a shot even after a good safety. They've played a lot of good safeties and got nothing for it. I would just put a lot of right on this and thin the 3 and go up over by the 9. That's really the right shot. Just thin it, real thin. Oh, he didn't hit it. Wow, he butchered that a little bit. Well, he knows it. A little bit, yeah. He can kick just behind it with spin and knock the 3, hit the bottom rail, and knock the 3 to the side rail, and it might carry him right behind the 4 and the 6 somehow. Or stick it just like that. He really butchered that one, Hohmann did, to leave him that shot. Wow. I didn't know he could skip behind it that good. That was a gimme safety with it laying like that. No good player. A good pro, and a great player is going to execute that shot every time. Now, I think he's just going to jump and play safe this time. He's not going to try to pocket this ball. It's ill-advised if he does. He should just try to hit the ball and bank it back down the table and leave the cue ball down here underneath the 5 ball somehow. They've been wearing this jump cue out. This cue without this jump stick, the match would have been over long ago. That's what people don't realize. He tried to pocket that ball. There's another little mistake, and he got another little bit of a good roll. This is a 50-50 right here. That's less than that. He's going to play safe. He'll just jack up and stop the ball and bank it down by the 5 ball. See him looking at it right there. He's not going to cut this. It's too severe. I wouldn't cut at it either. And I'm good at these shots. These little cuts down the table. This one's no good. I can see it the way it's sitting. If he does shoot at it, he's a little braver than me, actually. It's easy safety. He can just bank it into the rail and bank the cue ball off the rail too and put him behind it, which is probably a good way to play it. But it looks like to me he just shoot and stop and bank the ball just past the 9. I don't know why it takes a guy this long to size a shot up like this. It's pretty, well, he's shooting at it. Wow. I never thought he would try to make this, but it is. These pockets are not that difficult. If he just gets it to wish right before the rail, it might go right in. That was a little bit of a mistake, I think. He should get this easy safety he had. He had 2 ways to play an easy safety. And he's got a 3-game lead, and he's trying to be a hero. But I did that a lot in my life, too, when I was playing pool. It seemed I was playing for the audience instead of myself. I don't know a pool player today that plays that way. I always played that way. Played for the people instead of myself. He's going to draw back with a lot of bottom. He's got to hit this really hard with a lot of power. And he understroked it. Like, he's still got a shot, though. He meant to draw under the 6th ball, though. He didn't mean to draw over there. Or draw back and hit the 6. He didn't mean to go over there. He underhit it a little bit, and with the rails how springy they are, it sent it over there. If it would have been a softer rail, it might have came back in a little different. But he's not too bad off. He puts some right top on this, and he'll go right between the 5 and the 9. Got to be a little aggressive. Some of these little shots like this, for you amateur players, you got to learn how to be a little aggressive on a little shot. If you don't know what I mean, it's just what I said. Try to be a little aggressive. He's put a lot of left on it. He's spinning over real lightly. No, he's spinning 2 rails, round like that, around the 8. Nice shot, Thorsten. There was a lot of ways to play that shot. That was very creative, I'll tell you. That way he played that was, he could have got stuck right behind with the rails the way they are, he would have never played that shot like that. He would have played it different, on different rails. Now he's just going to draw back to the middle of the table. Oh, no. Now he showed some more of his deceleration. And I do it too. I'm no stranger to it, especially on the draw. You start getting older, you start decelerating on the draw. He'll just follow this one rail and bounce off. He's lucky it didn't roll right on the 8. It left him a lot of air around the 8 ball. He thought he had been got right on it, but he didn't, because he gave a little whack to his body there and a little frustration. But I can understand, because I know I've been there and I'm still there. He'll just stop this one or draw back a little. Now he'll just stop this one. A little chink right there in Szewczyk, a little chink in his armor. Hohmann breaking from the right side. Good break. He got 2 balls in, 1 ball back, and he's got an easy shot, a simple out. He'll just put some right on this and bounce back out and shoot the 4 in the same pocket, the 5 in the same pocket. Real slow with a lot of right he'll put on it. Oh, God. Wowzers. There, another little deceleration. He'll put a lot of right on this and shoot it real easy and shoot the 4 all the way down here in the corner on it, where the 7 is on the other end. Ooh, he rolled too far. But he's still all right. These rails are lively. It looks like he could just shoot it right in the side. I don't know. I would shoot this in the corner. I don't care where he shoots it. I think he'll shoot it in the corner if he's smart. He'll just draw a little bit and stun it right there, I think. Just kill the ball like that. He actually missed that ball, but these pockets are generous. He didn't shoot that ball as good as you think. He kind of wished off the rail. Now he'll put just a little straight top or a little bit of right, go 2 rails and stay in the middle of the table. Just like that. He wants to stay right there. Now he'll draw this off the side rail with a lot of spin, or he'll stun it 2 rails. I like stunning this ball. I don't like dry. I want to get better on the 7. I'll stun this on the middle with left and go just past the side. But it looks like he can draw past the side too. And that's what he's doing. He's going to draw past the side like that. That's a real tricky shot. You got to be young to shoot that one. No, just kidding. Now he'll go to the side rail, or he'll come all the way down table, get closer to it. Now he just went to the side rail, because all he's got to do is just put some left spin and go 2 rails out and shoot the 9 in the same pocket. You amateurs just put a little spin on this, on the left, on the middle, and it'll just spin right out like that. 2 rails, perfect like that. You'll be straight in like a pro every time if you put some spin on that on the middle. Like, just stop right there. That's 8-5, a commanding lead for Szewczyk. Hohmann's had the little bitty mistakes have creeped in along the way. Right side, right bottom, drawing a cue ball to side rail, doesn't want to foul the break. A good roll for Hohmann there that he got snookered. Has a little bit of hope. That's amazing Hohmann missed a 3-ball that last game, but we all done it. We've all been there, and we'll be there more times again as long as we keep playing pool. Pool's the hardest game there is. Don't ever think there's a harder game than pool. It's a hard game. It's an unfair game. They think golf is unfair. Don't worry about it. Pool's 10 times more unfair than golf. Pool's its own game. You can master golf. You can't master pool. Forget about it. And you don't see no athletes trying to play pool because it's too hard. You know, they can keep playing golf and football and baseball and basketball and soccer and tennis and whatever game they play. And they stay away from pool because this game's too difficult for them. It's a hard game. It's games for people that really want to take on a difficult game. People that keep playing this game like me, lifers. I'm a lifer, you know, so I'm a really great athlete. Believe me. 75 days in a row. Box for 20 minutes. 700 sit-ups. 5 miles on the treadmill. Good shot by Hohmann to take on the combination. I'm going for 101 days. My record is 100 days. I don't know if I make it. I'm getting tired. But nice shot by Hohmann there to show some good nerves on the rollout. That was a clever rollout by Szewczyk because that was not an easy shot. It was a 50-50 shot. Now he'll just draw out with right bottom or just spin it. A lot of times you can just spin these shots on the middle and you just run right into the... That's perfect. That was a really, really smart shot he played right there. He outsmarted me there. Because that gives him the right angle now to go underneath the 5-ball for the corner pocket down here. He can avoid playing the combination. He'll just put right top on it and go 2 rails and shoot the 5 down here in the other corner. But he hit that terrible. Oh, no, Thorsten. He got away with it. Unless it doesn't go. And it doesn't. Wowzers. No, he's lucky it still goes barely off the rail. He shot that ball wrong. He shot it in the middle of the ball, and he should have been higher on the cue ball. And that's what I question with all players, how the way they're striking the shot on their roll shots. He's lucky that ball still goes. But he needs a little luck right now, too. He'll put a lot of left on this and just spin out. He's overhitting, underhitting. And that's what happens to your game as you get a little older. Little things creep in. He'll just roll this in or draw off. He'll roll it in, bounce off the rail. See, he underhit that a little bit. He's still all right. That's what you do. You underhit, you overhit as you get a little older. And you miss. He'll just roll this in or stun around the table. Wow. He's scared to take any chance with the cue ball. He put a lot of... That was a tough shot the way he shot it. Because he underhit the 7, the stun right there. 8-6. Szewczyk leads. Hohmann to break from the right side. right bottom, drawing the cue ball to the side rail, doesn't want to foul the break. And there it is, fouled break. With the ball in. Wow. Unless he made two. Yeah. Look at that. What a way to go down off a foul. I lost a Moscone point cup match like that once. Lost a point on the it was back then the ball had to be in behind the line. It rolled, the ball was touching the line and I didn't get it. Now if it touches the line, it's in. Back then the rule was the whole object ball had to be behind the line. Naturally, they would change it after it happened to me. But what a bad time for that to happen to Hohmann. Right bottom, he'll just draw this ball, kind of stun it, come around and shoot the three in the right corner. That's what he should do. Just stun it with some right, like that. Go two rails for the corner, perfect. His cue ball's been pretty good, though. I'll tell you that. The kid's played good. And Hohmann's played all right, except for he's been a little scrappy here and there. Now right bottom, draw back off the side rail, a lot of spin, shoot the four in the right corner up there, like that. Try back off the right corner. He'll shoot the five in the same corner. Put some left bottom on this. He'll probably draw to the rail. He'll either stay right there or stun to the rail. Stun to the rail like that. Now he'll stun over. He'll put right middle. He'll put right middle. These are the little shots the amateurs have to learn. If he can't roll this, he'll have to stun it. Yeah, he's kind of straight. You'll see how he's putting right middle. And he'll stun it like, see that? To get that little angle on the six. That was a great view that they gave us so you could see how well I called that right middle he was putting on it. Now he'll put left top and just lightly roll down and bounce off the rail. Or he'll draw it a little. Nope, left top, just like I said, roll down and lightly bounce off. Always got to call two or three different ways. Now he'll put left top, go two rails, and shoot the eight right where he's looking, right where the cue ball is. Put left top. On these little shots, you amateurs and weekend players, you want to bend your knees a lot. You put left top. See how he's sitting above the equator? That was a great view there too. This has been a little better camera work. It's actually the best I've seen. Now a little bit of right bottom and stun forward. Like that. And then straight bottom and stop. And you got it. There's your winner. Szewczyk wins 9-8 over Hohmann. 9-6 over Hohmann. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to the Billiard Network for more great pool action from around the world. I'm Earl Strickland saying goodbye.